Good day. It's so glad to be here again. I'm Dr. Sandra Renee Stanley, and we're back with what will you do? What are you going to do with that lemon? So the lemon today, I'm going to talk to this power couple, and I'm going to let them share what the lemon is today, and tell us the name of your nonprofit.
So the name of my nonprofit is Azania's Stolen Lives Project.
And what is that lemon? What is the need that you're taking care of? What is that need?
So Azania's Stolen Lives Project was designed to provide burial resources for children whose lives were stolen from violence and suicide. It's to give the family time to grieve instead of worrying about that financial burden on how they're going to bury their child.
Wow. And that's much needed because I think overall people, first of all, we don't understand grief, and then we don't take time to grieve. And we just don't understand it. So we just get back into life without, and then we don't respect grief because a lot of times families think one family member needs to operate a certain way. Okay, so tell me your name.
My name is Erika Washington.
And this
Alunzo, Washington.
Yeah, power couple.
Already.
Y'all been working together. So tell me a little bit about, first of all, tell me how we met.
So we met about maybe about 13, 14 years ago. My sister, one of my cousins, and my children's father went through one of your programs. Mm-hmm. And it was very beneficial. It was beneficial to all of them. You just do a lot of great things in the community, so.
Well, that just gives my heart, that warms my heart. And, I really needed to hear that. So it's good to hear that. And you made me know who you were because when I saw you at the Juneteenth event down at the Como Center, and you walked up to me. You were just smiling when you were walking. I go, okay, I know this person. And you made me know who you were. And I was just so blessed. We talked and we've connected and just trying to see how we can work together.
Absolutely.
Yes, and Mr. Washington, so tell me about how y'all come together and fitting together and deciding to do this together as a power couple.
Her dreams and admirations are kind of like mine. We come from different backgrounds, and like she really from Belize. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Texas, and like they say, God work in mysterious ways. It wasn't nothing mysterious about it at all. You know what I'm saying? It was already predestined, man. When I first met her, we talked on the phone for a couple of hours. She said, "You're gonna be my husband." And it kind of took me aback. I'm like, "Ooh, this kind of scared me." Yes, at the time I was ready for it because I had been praying for a woman that was my type. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm very specific about women I mess with, and she just happened to be that type. And from day one, we've been rocking, going on 5 years of marriage. We've never been separated. Since that day, we've been in each other's presence ever since. Mm-hmm. And her vision, like my vision, we always try to go out above and beyond to help people. You know what I'm saying? And that's her characteristic, that's mine too. And when we met, we just try to help everybody that we can. Mm-hmm. Some people is not gonna be able to be helped. That's Jesus tried it. Prophet Muhammad tried it. You can't help everybody, but those you can help, those are the ones you gotta grab. Exactly. And the things she like to do, man, she loves to cook, and I love to get out and try to help the youth. So with her cooking and my boots on the ground, we try to bring it together and come together for a good cause in the community.
Well, I understand you use your cooking to support the nonprofit.
Oh, yes.
That's beautiful. You sell dinners and you sell out really quickly, right?
Yes, I do.
What kind of food do you cook?
I cook a little bit of everything. Just old school down south home cooked meals. Soul food. I also cook my heritage food, so Caribbean food. Mm-hmm. I do a lot of baking, so cobblers, cookies, cheesecakes, all of that type of stuff.
That's beautiful. Mm-hmm. So, and I understand I've gotten to know that you know some of my relatives. So, my nephew, everybody calls him Boo, and Lawrence. So y'all work together with the youth on the east side, right?
Yes, ma'am. Most time we try to get together. So one of my long friends, Pastor McIntosh on the east side of Fort Worth, he has a group called the VIP, and what the VIP does is try to reach back into the young brothers and sisters in the community that taking life for granted. When I say taking life for granted, what they doing, putting their life in jeopardy to a people that don't look like them, and they really get to see that those people that don't look like them will show you that they don't really care about you when you allow yourself to get put in that situation. So we try to get the young dudes, try to get them involved in after school programs. First of all, staying in school, passing in school, and not trying to skip school and get into illegal gang activity. Something that I was involved with when my upcoming. And I had a setback that cost me a lot of years in my life. And seeing that the way I was doing was not the way to go. So I don't want to see my young brothers or sisters have to go through and bump their heads. So and our children at home, I tell them, hey, don't go down a path that I once did. Because I'm living right here in the house with you, and I'm going to show you what you don't want to do. So I'm trying to make it easier for my family and easier for the families outside in the community as well.
Well, we talked a little bit before we started about y'all shared with me some of your parenting skills, but so how do you interject that with the children you serve as you mentor them and you do programming with the children? What are you doing with those children?
You wanna? Okay. What we do with the children, we get them in. First of all, we try to get them out the gang culture. You know what I'm saying? We try to get them start like, hey man, you can start learning how to. For instance, like these kids nowadays, they don't even know how to put gas in the cars. Never, not unless try to change the tire, fix the brakes on stuff like that. So I got brothers that I know that mechanics. I'm a mechanic technician, and so what we do, we try to get them leadership skills like that. So hey man, the street is not the only way. Selling drugs is not the only way. Get up, get your butt to one of them job sites, get on a job, get up every morning and do what you got to do, and quit trying to be lazy in the street, seeing somebody do what's right, and then you try to go back and rob, end up killing them. That stuff like that.
So how effective do you think you've been with that
I've been pretty effective because I'm pretty much hands-on. I don't like to just talk about it. I try to get out there and be that leader. I'm not going to tell somebody to do something that I wouldn't do. So I'm going to try to get out there and show them how to do it. A lot of them going to learn. Some of it is not for them. Some of them to bump their head a couple times, and they will get it right.
Well, you just recently did the Unity Walk. You both choreographed that and organized that, and you did it here in Como, which a lot of people weren't familiar with it and had a lot of questions of who are you? And so but at the Juneteenth thing, you told me about it, so I knew who you were. And I was able to answer those questions for some of our people. But tell us how y'all organize your Unity Walks across Tarrant County. Tell us about that.
The Unity Walk, like I say, I was involved in some things that I wasn't supposed to be involved with when I was young, which was gang violence. In my time when I went down, it was like 1990s, early, when Fort Worth had what's called murder capital of the world. And dudes are actually bragging about that, about killing one another in the street behind you wearing red, behind you wearing blue. Fort Worth was #1 topic back then. And so what I try to do, man, I'm trying to give these kids, hey man, it ain't about killing one another. It's more about loving one another. Taking each other's life for granted, do not do that. What we need to do is start loving one another instead of trying to hate and kill one another and destroy each other. Then you got these black mothers and fathers out there crying and got nowhere to bury their kids. They out here selling plates trying to get there. And this is what my wife, nonprofit, do. And we trying to build this because it's much needed. You got black on black violence coming through every day. So when I walk, my first walk, I did it in my old neighborhood Stop 6. And what we did, we got a lot of community activists out. We got active gang members. We got gang members that trying to lead the active gang members to stop doing that. And so we got out, boots on the ground, didn't talk about it. We went around in the hardcore part of Stop 6 on Truman Street, one of the first blood organized in Fort Worth. We went there. A lot of brothers didn't like it, and some of us are trying to go against it. But then, man, you ain't gonna be able to do it, such. And we showed them. We done it. Had over 100 people come out. We had Bloods. We had Chris from Dallas, Fort Worth, San Antonio. We had Houston, Waco. We had
But they're When you say colors.
X, yeah,
So
X.
I think that's where the confusion came in. In your literature, it should be
X, yeah.
or reformed or whatever word you want to use.
Making a difference.
And now y'all making a difference. You want to
Uh-huh.
teach the kids this is not the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so instead of tearing down our old neighborhood, we come back trying to build it back up.
I love
You know
that.
what I'm saying? So we have Muslim chapels, we have Christian chapels. Ain't no difference because everybody trying to get to God the same way.
Same
You know what I'm
way.
saying?
Okay.
So we just trying to do something positive, put back, and let them know it's a different way than we're going.
So far, how many areas have you had the Unity Walk?
At this particular time, we had hit the east side, then we came to east side, then we got the west side like 2 or 3 weeks ago. That went good. A lot of people came out, supported as well. And the next thing, God willing, we're trying to go to the north side. Then after the north side, we're coming back to the south side. And then we've been have the north, east, south, and west. So we're trying to bring Fort Worth back to where, hey man, we're one, unity. Everybody trying to do something righteous. Instead of tearing the neighborhoods down, we're trying to put back in it. So people, so our kids will be able to have centers to walk to and nobody ain't shooting up. Everybody ain't trying to sell drugs, stuff like that.
And I think for me, I always want to ask the question why. I don't understand why the black on black crime is so. And then I think others are looking at us go, well, they're killing up each other. And then one of the questions I asked you, Miss Washington, was I asked you, how do you feel about someone said that didn't look like us, that said that the black parents have failed the children. How do y'all feel about that question? I mean, that's a statement. How do you feel about that statement?
I agree to a certain extent. I do. I know social media play a big role in everyone's life right now. But one of the biggest things that I look at right now is we have a lot of young mothers that fail to educate their children. And this is my opinion, and I can be wrong, but I feel like we have, as mothers, failed our children. You see a lot of children passing away younger and younger due to either the mother abusing them or someone that the mother's dating, has abused the child or sexually assaulted the child. So I do feel like, in a sense, we have failed our children. The men as well. Yeah. The men as well, fathers as well. There's a lot of young men out here that's fighting, trying to figure out their identity and who they are and who they belong to, and struggling with their identity. I don't want to get, too much into it about the young preferences and things like that these young men are choosing and just the way that they live in. But I think that when they had a problem with the village, disciplining the children or speaking to the children or correcting the children, that's it became a huge problem in our communities. Even when they took prayer out of the schools, just a lot of those things. But all of those things that are stacked up against us as parents and as minorities. This is when all of us should be pulling together. Oh, yeah. Each one teach one. My logo on for my nonprofit is "Help me, help you, help us."
I love it.
And it's a huge meaning behind it. Help me, help you, right?
They have to help. They have to want it.
Yes, yes. But if you help me, help you, then it's going to help all of us. What we tend to do is a lot of the young men and young women in our community. We try to do game nights. We get out there and we race with the young kids. Have our little basketball games and.
Oh, y'all at the house where everybody comes, right?
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
So we try to do things like that. Go to the movies and take all of those young kids and stuff like that. Because a lot of them don't have the parents in the home, and a lot of the parents don't care what the children are doing. Yeah. As long as they're not bothering them, they're not in their hair, it doesn't matter, what they're doing and where they at. We have a thing with our children. You're not allowed to spend a night at anybody's house if we haven't met the parents and we don't know where they live. Right. All of those things are important. It's going to be it's a huge responsibility. It's going to be a huge task, but we're ready.
Well, I'm excited for y'all because I know from talking to you, you're passionate about what you're doing. You're serious. It's real. And the fact that, and I tell a lot of new nonprofits, you gotta put some skin in the game with your own finances, and God will bless you though, and people will come along and sponsor and donor and have donors, which you have to learn how to do those things. And I know my brother. One thing he told me, William, the one that passed away, he told me, if you're working, because I'm going back to what you said, if you're working harder than the person you're helping, it's not going to ever work. And because we get so passionate, we want to help you, we want to save you, and it just doesn't work if that person doesn't have skin in the game and they're not working and doing their part, and that's very important. And I think a lot of the single moms, I think, if I reflect. My mother, when she was working as a widow, and she'd come home, she would just be exhausted. She'd fall out in a chair, and I remember getting a little pan of Epsom salt water for her feet. So I think sometimes moms, those single parents, they just trying to make it, they trying to pay the bills, and that's all they really can focus on, you know. But programs like yours will help them have a safe place for the kids, because it's not like it was when I was coming up. I'm a lot older than y'all, but you know, the kids, you just can't be all over the place now. So for a safe place for them to be, and then the parents and y'all are a village within the village at your home. That's beautiful. I love that. So what else do you want to share that about what y'all guys are doing with your programming? And then y'all have a website. What's your website?
Yes, my website is Azania's, AZANIAS, Stolen, STOLEN, livesproject.org. Right now, one of the things that we're working on is several things. Community health fair. That's one of the things that we're trying to get together.
Because we're going to do one out here, right?
Yes, yes, God willing, we'll be able to do it out here.
Okay.
This drug epidemic that
Yes,
we're facing, Black community.
and try to touch on this drug epidemic, like you stated, is real prevalent right now too in a lot of young.
Fentanyl.
Yes.
There's a strain out here in Como that's deadly. I think I recall at least 3 deaths. And we have done Narcan training here.
Yes.
Here in our facility, and we're going to do another one in September at the center, Como Center. We're going to be doing a Narcan training, you know. And even if, you know, I had some negative about the Narcan, about you got to be there with them when they're, yes, you have to be there with them, but just maybe one person can get saved if they're doing drugs. We know they're doing drugs, and you get excited about fentanyl or whatever it's in, meds. Then have a fentanyl, have a Narcan in your backpack.
Absolutely.
You know, let's teach them that part. Like that's very important. And now you talked about suicide as part of one of your mission is to do preventative or education. Let's talk about that.
Yes, a little bit of education and preventative. So Azania Stolen Lives Project, like I stated earlier, I started that in 2019. I lost my first niece to suicide. She took her life the day before Mother's Day in 2017. So I named my nonprofit after her, Azania. But mental health awareness is very important. It's real prevalent in our Black community. You hear a lot of parents say, when a child say, I'm depressed, or I'm bored, or, you know, I'm just sad. Sometimes we don't want to have those conversations with our children. You know, nothing's wrong with you. Go in your room, go play your game, go outside, right? Instead of having those, you know, difficult conversations, you know, why are you feeling this way? You know, let's talk about why you feel this way. And that within itself, I believe would help prevent a lot of, you know, suicidal cases and, you know, a lot of violence too with our young men and young women. Because let's be honest, you know, a lot of this, the violence and stuff that takes place with young men is because they can't identify with their emotions and how they're feeling.
Right.
So
or they're just dealing with some kind of childhood trauma or some kind of trauma that they haven't got counselor, and I think. Well, so do y'all have a counselor on staff, or do you have a resource for counselor?
We have resources for counseling.
Yeah.
Yes, and I have it on my website as well.
Because I'm finding even with men, mature men, if we try, when I'm trying to get them to go to counseling, and we don't have a lot of men counselors, but I have one or two resources. If y'all need that, please reach out. For men that need counseling, we do have some, because they want to feel comfortable who they're talking to. They don't always want to talk to a female that look like them. So if we can get them connected to a male that's experienced and licensed, then I think that would be great to help with counseling. And then men need to speak up more, because the man is mostly, we talked about that before the interview, how men are silent, they're quiet, they don't discuss their issues, and sometimes women can be a little overbearing with talking about our issues and not having that time to listen. Talk about some of your skills. Y'all talked about how y'all, what you do as a couple to make sure you're communicating as a husband and wife. So talk about that.
Well, we just carve out time every night before we go to bed to just talk about how our day went, what are things that we could have done differently, and even just little things with the kids, things that we've noticed. I call him nosy because he's more into what the kids are doing as far as monitoring what they watch and, the type of music they listen to and things like that.
The music is a big influence.
It is.
Music, rap videos,
Yeah.
Everybody want to be an op. Everybody looking for trouble. Everybody young man being taught to pop pills and drugs. It's cool now.
That's cool.
And then the women being taught to pop their butts on stage, off stage, and it's very influential.
For me, that's very, even like pride and integrity in your body. The women, the young women, what they're wearing, and even those bonnets and pajamas.
Oh yeah,
That drives me
talk to young
crazy.
kids about that.
That's one of my pet peeves. Like we got a door camera on our front when you go exit in our doorway. I be at work. I see one of my kids come out, you going to school with slippers on?
He called Crocs slippers.
Slippers
The Crocs.
on? Yeah, just being sloppy.
He don't like Crocs.
Well, they made that okay, the Crocs, and even
but it's like being lazy.
You know, the shoes, and I like to tell graphic stories. So the shoes that they wear now, those are prison shoes with the socks.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you know? And I be saying, do you know they wear those in prison? Why are you sporting that?
He
And then
said,
a lot of them don't know that. And then the boys with the pants down to, I don't want to see your little dirty underwear. So I think those are all things. I hope you guys are helping the. They should be wearing slacks. What's wrong with dressing up in some slacks? And you always got to have some with a lot of stuff on it. I'm talking about my grandchildren too. This one.
You looking good, you feel good. You know what I'm saying? Don't come out the house slouchy like that.
Well, it should be a whole etiquette class, y'all. I have someone that can help you with that. She does etiquette training. I can help you with that, connect you with her. And just see, some of them have, even our ladies, as grown women, have never been taught how to have a sit down, what the fork is for, and what the knife, where is it located when you sit at the table. That's when we were having our tea party in August, August the 1st, and that's why we do stuff like that, because we get to dress up, wear the hats. And I remember as a young girl, my mother, she always was going to teas with the white gloves, and she entertained at her house. Earlier, before I was born, we had pictures. So y'all have a lot of work to do, and we have a lot of work to do. And I am proud of the way that y'all are navigating this process as a nonprofit. Because I think sometimes it's a new nonprofit. I'm calling it new because you're just getting in the meat of it, and plus y'all both work full-time jobs, so you got to pay your bills to continue to minister. And I tell everybody, it was 7 years before I got a paycheck from opening doors, and then I forgot. That's when I had quit my job finally. But I had all my bills paid, and my house was paid, my car was paid. So all I had to do was pay utilities, and then I could take the blunt of anything the nonprofit had that I was pouring into that. So people need to really know that we get so passionate about our mission, and we just want to you can't take from the house all the time, right?
Yeah.
Because then
Yeah.
he going to be looking at you and you going to be looking at her, okay, baby, what happened? We got to pay the car note. We got to pay this bill. And that's very, very important to sustain in a healthy way when you're doing your mission work. And so I'm excited. I was so excited that the Unity walk in Como Lake started there. It was so nice. And so much good. Just everybody had energy. It was positive, and everybody, the Facebook, I don't know how many different tags y'all got, but a lot of people posted how nice it was and how they came out for. I saw some strollers out there.
Yeah.
And so you want to say anything about the walk, else about this walk that we did here, but that you did here in Como, but what's next for you?
The next walk is supposed to be in north side, and this right now we're just trying to do it like once a year, east side, south side, west side, north side, and when we start getting a little more better, we want to do it 4 times a year instead of just once every year. We want to hit every neighborhood at least once a year, and so that way we just won't be coming out once a year. We'll be out there all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
because
so.
more you keep putting it in their face, they'll keep remembering, and it get bigger and bigger and bigger. You know
I think you can get, I was telling your wife about getting sponsorship, because I know that y'all are doing all this out of your pocket. So tell the people your website again, if they want to make a donation.
Okay, so if you would like to make a donation, my nonprofit is Azania Stolen Lives Project. That's AZANIASTOLEN Lives, LIVES, project.org.
And the meaning is your niece's name?
Yes, it was my niece's name, Azania.
Azania.
Yes.
Okay.
What does that mean?
It means God's listening.
God's listening.
I love that. That's
Already.
beautiful. So we have to make sure people are be able to find you. Is there any other ways? Y'all have Facebook, right?
Yes,
And
it's Azania's Project on Instagram and on Facebook. But also we're on Facebook, Erika Washington.
And Alunzo, Washington.
okay, because
Facebook,
I'm your Facebook friend, so
Yes.
I found y'all over there. So what other questions do you have? Any? What else do you want to tell our listeners? So I want to get this opportunity to talk and share about
Yes.
the community health fair that you're doing.
Yeah, so the community health fair, we want to touch on and have resources for people that's battling with mental illness, but also someone that can come out and kind of help we have a lot of people that don't have health insurance and things like that, right? So we have people that has high blood pressure, that have diabetes, or, believe that they do. They haven't gotten any physicals or anything like that, in years. But we want to kind of promote that, not just that healthy living, healthy eating, a healthy mental state. Those that are battling with drug addictions, just to be able to have those resources available. Often I've noticed that when I speak to young people, they'll say, well, I don't know where to go, or I don't know who to call, but we just want them to just, have those resources open and available to them, to know that there are people out there that's struggling, it is people out there that's listening, that's watching, and we just want to be a part of that change that we want to see, So the community health fair, we want to go ahead and start working on that. And I want to say early next year, early 2027, we're trying to put together kind of like a trade fair for young adults.
A trade fair? What's a trade fair?
To have entrepreneurs come out and kind of
okay.
teach the youth.
Like an entrepreneurship
yeah,
trade fair. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. And I want to send a shout out to Freddie Watkins. He's on the other end of that camera. He always takes good care of us. Freddie, you want to ask them any questions? They covered it all.
They covered it all.
Okay. Thank you, Freddie. All right. Thank you so much. The lemon, y'all covered the lemon of, just preventing gang interaction with the children and youth. And being a mentor to the youth, our males and females, and then targeting people with mental illness, suicide prevention. Those are the lemons that we've talked about today. and we just want to make sure that people are getting the help they need. So this is another wonderful resource. If you need to, you can contact me. If the information is not clear on how to contact them, Sandra Stanley is my Facebook. And thank you.